So, when I went on Rotten Tomatoes the other day and saw that the Suicide Squad has a 96 percentile, I thought, no. Is that right? Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Burns Reviews, and today we are talking about James Gunn's adaptation of The Suicide Squad, coming to HBO Max and theaters this Friday. It's also going to have an early screening on HBO Max this Thursday at 7 p.m. if you want to check that out. And yeah, like I said, I saw all of those critics going, it's like the next Dark Knight. Is that true? Well, no. But I would be lying if I said that I didn't enjoy the hell out of this movie. I love what they did with the existing characters. They made them more lively, more animated, more silly. James Gunn has a very irreverent way of depicting his characters that are a little bit goofy, and they're very disarming. You know, Guardians of the Galaxy did something very similar, and they just make you feel like you know these characters and you really like them. You champion them. So when we get to certain scenes that are a little bit emotional, it really sucks you in, and it's everything that the original Suicide Squad that David Ayer put out in 2016 isn't. Now, don't get me wrong, I would love to see the Ayer cut someday. Will it happen? Probably not. I think there's a better movie in that, but this movie, you can tell, there is no meddling done by the powers that be. This is a James Gunn movie, and it's really, really fun. It's not my favorite DC movie ever. You know, The Dark Knight will always hold that title because it is like a crime noir drama like Heat, and I love that movie. This movie, sometimes it does feel like a DCEU movie, but it has more in line with like Shazam or Aquaman. And definitely Shazam. It has the humor, which I think some of these other DCEU movies don't have. Like, I don't really like BVS. It kind of broke my heart. I thought it was going to be an adaptation of The Dark Knight Returns, but it works in so many ways, and what I really loved about this movie is that they were able to make the characters that you've never heard of some of your fan favorites by the time you were done watching. For example, the character Ratcatcher 2 and Polka Dot Man, they brought a whole new side of this that I didn't expect. They were like the heart of the movie, and I was not expecting that. I thought it was going to be more of the same, or at least I thought that Warner Brothers and the filmmakers were going to put a lot of energy into like the characters that people know well, and they didn't. They spread it out. They're like, hey, here's a new character that you've never heard of. And they had the balls to make the giant starfish one of the main villains in the movie, and oh my god, is it fun. This movie is also bloody as hell. This movie has more in like, if you took Deadpool and Guardians of the Galaxy and put them in a blender, it's bloody, it's irreverent, it's got some warm, touchy feelings to it. It's just, I really enjoyed it. I thought that Margot Robbie, again, did a fantastic job as Harley Quinn. In the original movie, there's a couple jokes that really don't land.
What was that? I should kill everyone and escape? Sorry. The voices. I'm kidding. That's not what they really said.
But in this, I think it really worked well. You know, I think James Gunn really knows how to direct the actors that he has. He knows what they can do, he knows what they can't do, and he is doing a fantastic job in this movie. For example, Sly Stallone plays King Shark. Now, much like Vin Diesel in Guardians of the Galaxy, Sly and, Vin Diesel, not the greatest actors on the planet, but if you can make them a talking animal, you can completely change the quality of that character immediately. And this movie has all of that. As far as the cons, they're very few and far between. I guess the con I could mention is that it's not the greatest comic book movie ever. That's really a odd and petty nitpick. You know, it's not high art, it's not gonna win any Oscars, but for the genre that it's in, it's so much fun. It is a popcorn movie, and I enjoyed every damn second of it. I'm gonna give this movie an A-. I really enjoyed it. It's not a classic best movie ever, but I'm having a very difficult time coming up with reasons why I don't like this movie. I guess every now and then it does feel a little dumbed down, Like, people who, you know, really love Taco Bell probably like some of these jokes. And I look at some of these jokes and go, oh, this is a joke for, like, the main audience of moviegoers. And we have to appease everybody, even the people who go to Taco Bell. I don't mean to take shots at Taco Bell, but I mean people who live on Taco Bell. You know who you are. But yeah, you know, sometimes the scene is undercut by how, like, stripped away it can be. And it feels a little bit like, okay, this is a product of a we have to appease everybody type of movie. But I'm really splitting hairs, guys. I really enjoyed this movie. I liked all the actors. There's a lot of cameos, and there's a lot of people that get killed off. And I'm not going to go into spoilers here because I don't want to spoil it. Definitely check it out. I would recommend it in IMAX. I would recommend it at home. I would recommend it on your phone. I saw it in Dolby IMAX, thanks to Warner Brothers, and it was fantastic. I really enjoyed the hell out of it. I can't wait for it to be on HBO Max again, or even in theaters locally by me, because I would love to go see it again. And yeah, guys, I know this is just me just stroking the hell out of this movie, but it was good. I really enjoyed it. All the characters were a lot of fun. This is a fun action-adventure movie that, you know what? I say yes. I say kids could probably watch this movie. There's nothing in it that's, like, too bad that would, like, destroy your kids. Like, these are like those action movies from the 90s when I was a kid, that when I watched it, I was like, yeah, this movie didn't, like, destroy me. I watched Predator and Commando when I was a kid, and yeah, it was rated R, but for what, like, action, I guess? So, I would highly recommend this movie. I think a lot of people can enjoy it. Don't wait on this one. It's just as good as people are saying. Maybe not 97%. I think if I was going to score it, I would probably give it like a 90. I would take 10 points off, because something's just kind of... It's not Guardians of the Galaxy amazing. It's more like Guardians of the Galaxy Part 2. No, it's better than that. You know what? Just go watch the movie. I'm going to give it an A-. Those are my final thoughts. The problems are very few and far between, and I don't want to spoil it too much. It just does everything right that the Suicide Squad from 2016 didn't do. You know, it has a great musical soundtrack, but it doesn't bombard you in the face like the first one did. Amanda Waller, played by Viola Davis, is fantastic, and she, despite what you say about any of these movies, I am convinced is really the true villain in the story. And she's fantastic. I would not mess with this Amanda Waller. And yeah, you know, I was reading an article yesterday saying that Will Smith was not in this movie because he was filming King Richard, which is the story of the Venus sisters. He plays the father. When that's also another movie coming out to Warner Brothers, I think later this year. And that movie looks great. I watched the trailer. It choked me up.
You're not going to just be representing you. You're going to be representing every little black girl on earth.
Yeah, that scene, it's just like the scene in Pursuit of Happiness. I can't wait. But, you know, I gotta admit, Idris Elba really did bring it home, as well as the rest of the cast. I can't really complain. I was laughing the entire time. And I think you need to have a certain level of humor if you're going to make it a good movie. So, those are my final thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. I've been John, you've been Burned, and we will see you next time.